episode 2. Let's get it. Welcome to Two Guys, Four Eyes podcast. What up, God? It's the big guard, Rex a Million. I'm back in the building. You already know what's up, man. My co-host, shout out my boy Rebo. He was busy running around doing, handling his business. We busy people sometimes, and I'm gonna be real with y'all. I had a good week. My first, episode 1 was great. I got a lot of feedback from that. I actually had a situation where, I was working at my job. I'm at my job, just minding my business, chilling on my break, on my phone, seeing the feedback, the love. And there was a lot of love, by the way. It actually wasn't no hate. It was a whole lot of love, and I appreciate that from the bottom. You already know. But anyway, I'm sitting there minding my business, and she comes up to me, girl just comes up to me. She's like, excuse me. I look up. She's like, yo, I don't mean to bother you, but I saw you on, I saw you on TikTok. I saw you on social. And I'm looking at her like, you saw me? She's like, yeah, I saw you on TikTok. You got like a podcast going on, and you got anything on? I saw you behind the mic, and I slant my kitchen hat. I'm like, how you even recognize me with this kitchen shit on? You know what I mean? And she's like, well, I saw your glasses, and I just kept looking at you, and I see you all the time. When you walked out, I remember the chain, and I was just like, I got goosebumps. I'm not even gonna lie talking about it right now, because this is how factual it is. And she was like, yo, you do got a podcast going on? I said, I actually just worked on my first episode. The first episode is done. You want to subscribe to the YouTube and, pull her phone out. Oh, yeah. And I was just like, yo, it meant a lot. Like from the bottom, it meant a lot. Because I'm one episode in, y'all. This is set. And the fact that people was watching, it was just a great look. And I'm at my job. I'm just, just working. And she walked up to me. Oh, hey. How you doing? You got a podcast? You got this going on? I'm like, I'm working on that, and I'm getting it done, and that's just from the bottom. I just really appreciated that. I didn't even get her name. It was just so crazy. I didn't even get her name, but it was a fan. All you need is one fan. To everybody out there, all you really need is one fan to keep yourself going. Fans is people that you never seen before. Fans are people that's gonna go out there and really look for your content, and really look for your music, and really look to see what you're doing other than what they saw you doing. So, we exchanged Instagrams, and she saw the video. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm not them, I'm him. It's definitely in my YouTube channel, definitely in my Instagram, continue to support that. And, also go to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Rex a Million. I need, follow me on Instagram as well. The Real Rex a Million 7 Up. I'm going to say it again for y'all. The Real Rex a Million 7 Up. That's my Instagram. Everybody, follow, show some love, support. Support is priceless, But this is Two Guys, Four Eyes. So we're going to wake your intelligence up. This is what we really here for, And be honest, I kind of like to be by myself. I get to really talk to the people, And I got a few topics I want to get into. I hope you can kind of wake your intelligence up behind it. I'm going to get into one topic right now. It's more of having, keeping your faith in God. You got to keep your faith in God. And me personally, it took me a while to kind of figure things out as far as keeping your faith in God. It took me a minute. When things happen in your life, far as things you don't even understand, I would tell people, yo, that's God doing that. That's God's work. That's God's work. And it's like some people don't really understand that or believe that. And I go, yo, that's God, bro. That's God. I'm telling you, that's God. You know what I mean? And when you when you wake your brain up and you wake your intelligence up, you kind of understand that. I'm not, and the people who say I'm not gonna say, oh, you an atheist or you this or you that, because when I talk about God personally, it's not about religion, because I don't go to church. That's not something that I really do. You know, church is like not to be disrespectful, not to be a certain way, but I feel like church is more of a business. If you believe in God, you believe in God through here. You believe in God through your essence. You believe in God because God believes in you. Like, I've been through situations, and like when I was younger, I was going through a different path. Like, everything that I'm doing, I'm like, this wasn't my dream. I wanted to, let's be real, I wanted to be a gangster, and I wanted to, because you see gangster movies and you see certain movies and you go, that's how I want to be. Even growing up, this is why you want to be. And it's like, nah, God showed me a certain way to be. Like, and that's how I grew my faith personally. Me personally, I grew my faith because, yeah, I wanted to go one way, but God was like, no, that's not what you need to do. Yeah, everybody else is doing it. Yeah, it's popular right now. Yeah, the girls love you. Yeah, it's all of that. That's cool. But is this what you want to continue to do? Because God shows elevation, you know? So that's what he showed me. I have a lot of epiphanies when it comes to life. And that's what calmed me down. I used to be a hothead. I didn't want to listen. I didn't want to talk to people and do business. And maybe it was my arrogance, me being cocky, me being a certain way. But God showed me, like, yo, nah, don't be like that. Give everyone opportunity, because God's giving you the opportunity to even be here right now doing what you're doing. So that's what makes me humble, and that's what makes me grateful for certain opportunities. And I'm so much appreciative, you know, because once upon a time I would have probably burned bridges because of my attitude and being high-headed and my ego, where now I can be a student and kind of just listen and take advice, even when I may feel like, nah, I don't know about that, man. Nah, that ain't for me. And I make the old, let's say the old Rex, or let's say the old Rex would have been, nah, you can't tell me nothing, bro. I'm a boss. Are you kidding me? You can't tell me. Nah, I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? We out, nigga. Man, go ahead with that, man. You can't talk to me. So now my faith kept me more, you know, let me listen to hear what they gotta say. Damn, it may be good advice. It may be great advice. You know, let me take heed to that. It may work, it may not work. But if it works, you can say, he put me on and you showed me that. But it's always through God. This is the big picture of everything. It's always through God. Some people may come to you and they speak through God. Friends, strangers, certain family, even children. They say certain things and I kind of take heed to it and go, wow, I think that was God talking. Let me take heed to that. You know what I mean? So faith in God is very important, especially when you're trying to really build yourself. You're trying to build your brand and you're trying to really help others. Because you can't help others if you don't have that, if God doesn't have that faith. Like you don't got faith, you can't really look out for people genuinely. You know what I mean? Like respectfully, like, you know. So just, I always tell people, keep your faith, you know, pray as much as you can, because praying is very important as well, you know. But I want to get into my second topic, and it's very important to me personally. This topic right here is strong, you know. Kids, this is for the kids mainly. The kids, stay in school. Go to school. Get your education. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say hashtag nerd up. That might be my little hashtag I'm gonna do. Nerd up. You know? Like, I remember I had a friend say this to me when I was going to school. He said, listen, everything that's here is gonna be here. The supermarkets is gonna be here, this store gonna be here, this place is gonna be. It's gonna be different workers, but they still gonna be there. Focus on you. Go to school. Get your education. Education is very important. That means a lot when you go to the real world and you present yourself. You know, so and me personally, I got my grad, like I went to high school. I got my high school diploma. I know what it feels like to go to a graduation, cap and gown, and do your different world shit. You know, throw your cap and gown in the air. You know, not cap and gown, but throw your cap in the air. Yeah. You know, when everybody presents, yeah, this is the class of the year of such and such year. And you can yell and cheer for that. And then it's nothing, me personally, it was nothing like the principal calling my name. I didn't know where my family was at. I didn't know where, but I got the ovation from your peers, your teachers, even the security guards. Like I got like that type of response to get from people knowing that me, I ain't gonna lie, when I was in school, I was, you know, I had to be on my, you know what I mean? But it's, when a lot of the students that I was in school with found out, me personally, like, oh, wait a minute, he goes to class? Wait a minute, he averages this? He averages this number? For real? Because I did a talent show. You know, you do talent shows in high school, and you gotta have a certain grade. It's like being on the basketball team. You gotta have a certain average to do what's the, you know, the term? Political events or certain events. You had to really, your grades had to be up. So I had 4 friends that I did shows with. Like we was gonna do a show. It was 4 of my friends in high school. You know what I mean? This is a message for the kids. This is really a message for the kids right here. You know? And I'm gonna give y'all a story real quick. It's a brief story. We was doing a talent show. I was a senior. We was doing a talent show, me and my boys. I ain't gonna give no names because they my boys. They my friends. We was doing a talent show, performing, everything. And the dean came with envelopes for every single one of my friends that day, except for me. Now, me, I'm young and naive, so I'm sitting here like, where my envelope at? I want one too. But this is another faith in God moment that I'm gonna give y'all. When my boy opened the envelope, we're literally performing, rehearsing for the talent show that we're gonna do. So my boy opens the envelope. He goes, "It's over." What you mean it's over? He's out of the school. My other boy that I was doing the performance with, he's out of the school. You know, they wasn't doing the type of things I was doing. I was going to class, making sure, you know, but we was all together all the time. So like, boom. My other boy, he's still in the school, but he's not in the show. But he's in the school still. He got the envelope. Yo, listen, you got until this time to you know, get yourself together, or you going too. So I was able to fight to get him on the show. I need him on the show. And I think about it now, maybe I should have did it solo, but I will always fight for my friends. I always fought for my people. I gotta get him on the show. Come on, we've been rehearsing for 2 weeks. I understand 3 of them is kicked out. I get it. They wasn't going to no class. I get it. But come on. I need one. He could be a hype man even if he don't rap. Like I could do a whole solo by myself and he could be my hype man. But the moral of the story is stay in school. Go to school. Nerd up. Because that's what I was doing. I did that for my friends. I did that for my people. When I graduated, that was kind of me going, this diploma is for all of us, rather than it got my name on it, and that's how I kind of move to this day when it comes to me doing my music, when it comes to me doing the videos, when it comes to even me sitting here right now. I may be here by myself, but it's a bigger picture. It's always room and opportunity for everybody, you know. So that's just, just nerd up. There's nothing wrong with just nerding up, bro, because it's not, you don't, I'm gonna think I'm better. Nah, people may think you better because, you sticking to what you want to do, but don't walk like that. Don't present yourself like that. Always show love. Always make sure, yo, what's up? How y'all doing? Boom, 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 boom. But like I said in my previous episode, stay locked in. So I want to get into another topic real quick. And it's not really a topic. It's more of a quote that I gave myself when I was younger. It was always a quote. It was always, see it before you do it. See it, then you do it. Pause. I gotta say pause on that. That was crazy. But that basically means you have to see yourself there first. You gotta see yourself there. You gotta see, all right, me, Grammys, me at the top of my game. You gotta see that first and then put the work in. You gotta put the work in. Even if it's from the bottom, you gotta start from the bottom. And me personally, I love starting at the bottom. Because you can't go nowhere but up after that. When you start at the bottom, you're gonna keep going up. You gotta go up that ladder of success. One string at a time. You can't skip. Don't skip nothing because you're gonna miss something. So don't skip nothing. You feel what I'm saying? And it means a lot. You gotta be patient. You gotta work on God's time. You can't work on your time. Like you can't. I always got a quote. I'm always say it all the time. I'm gonna get it done, even if I gotta do it by myself. So that's for everybody. And it's no animosity towards nobody else. But I was on shout out my boy Fugi. I was telling him the other day, somebody gotta kick the door in order for everybody else to run in there. You know what I'm saying? But every time somebody gotta come around, they gotta keep kicking the door. You gotta keep kicking the door. Even if it don't, I'm denting the door. Every kick is a dent, whether you see it or not. You feel what I'm saying? So every kick is a dent. Every kick. And then next thing you know, either somebody gonna open the door and say, "Hey man, listen, take these keys. I'm tired of you kicking. Let's just work and get something done." But you gotta see yourself there and then work. Go through the struggle, go through the pain, go through the aggravation. But you're gonna also go through the elevation and go through the change and see yourself grow. And then once you see yourself grow, you'll realize that God is bringing you closer to where you need to be. You'll become more humble. You'll become more patient. The communications will become better rather than you result in a conflict, rather than you result in even having a yelling match with people. That's just not that's not your style. I'm avoiding that. You know what I mean? It's a bigger picture. It's things I'm trying to do. Unity is very important. But like I say, you gotta see yourself there. If you don't see yourself there, you're not gonna work. You're gonna sit around and go, I don't really know if I could do that. I don't know. Don't question yourself. Do not question yourself. Because when you question yourself, you already lost. Don't doubt yourself. And don't let nobody else doubt you neither. Because Lord knows I got the doubts about sitting here right now. People said, I don't know. Nah, you're not ready. And it's great. but you have to keep going. You have to know which your worth. You have to know I gotta start from the bottom. I gotta be a student to this game. Always be a student. That's why when I say see it before you do it, see it then you do it. But always be a student. Always learn. Even when you get in a higher level and you get to a higher space in your career, and even me personally, I have to learn. Humble, grateful, be a student and learn and sit there. And when people talk, you absorb everything and you take notes. And you go, oh, okay, this is what I need to work on. That's what I need to work on. Okay, I gotta expand. Go out my zone. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, cool. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, and it's not about take all the constructive criticism too. You know what I'm saying? Because everything is just not gonna be, oh, you doing your thing. I'm proud of you. That's what's up. You know, some people are gonna go, yo, I don't know, try to talk like this or try to do that, and you just gotta listen to everything rather than get defensive and say, oh, he a hater, or he trying to play me, or yo, I feel some type of way about that. Don't feel no type of way about nothing because they're watching you. So if they're watching you, they're giving their feedback. Whether it's good, bad, different, they're watching. You know? So just always look at that big picture. You know what I'm saying? Right. Always look at that big picture. I'm getting a few more. I'm gonna get into another topic. You know, I kind of like that. See it before you do it. Like that was fire. Like that was fire. Like, you know what I mean. And let me know in the comment sections. Like hashtag. Try to hashtag see it before you do it if you could, because that was kind of a personal one for me. Like, because that's a quote that I always said to myself. Like, see it before you do it, see it, then you do it. Like, you know, so in the comment section, please let me know how you feel about that. Like, you know, that's a very important one. And in the comment section as well, let me know how you feel about the kids, and hashtag nerd up and hashtag, you know, see it before you do it. You know, it's man, it's just so beautiful. I love it all. You know, let me get into the next one. This may be my last one, and then I'm gonna give some shout outs, and I'm gonna show a little bit of love, and then you're gonna get some sponsors and everything like that. Another quote, but it's a topic as well. And this one, people may not understand this at the moment, but long term, and this is really what I stand on, even when I'm doing the best in my life. Never party, always celebrate. Now, do you know what that means? A lot of y'all may not know what that means because y'all like to party. Like I said, I like to party too. There's nothing wrong with partying. But see, partying and celebrating is two different things. I don't go out all the time. And I got friends, they'll tell you, oh, Rex, why you never want to go here? You don't want to spend money and you don't want to do this. And it's like, nah, it's not about me spending money. It's not about me. I don't like to party. I like to go out when it's something to go out for. Oh, this happened. We got this done. We handled this deal. We signed this. We got that. We made this happen. Let's go celebrate. Let's go here and eat. Let's go here and have a couple drinks and celebrate and talk and take pictures. Everybody come out with their flyers, or, you know, that's what it means to me. Like, I'm not really a party person. Like, when I was younger, I partied. Like, I went to rucker parties and I went to basement parties, and, you know, I danced with the girls. And like I said, a long time ago I did that, you know. So when I'm celebrating, hopefully them same people could come around to celebrate your success. Because you don't want people to just come around just to dance and have a good time and drink and, you know, relax and no. So you can't come out to celebrate me, my success, to celebrate, oh, I made this happen. You know, for example, 2 guys, 4 eyes, waking your intelligence up, you know? Let's celebrate that. You know, let's celebrate. It's another podcast out here that can really send a message to the people. You know, as far as really making you wake up and see what's really going on, reality. You know, like that's the things that's kind of important. Like we celebrate that, and it's like I said, I don't mind a party. Party is great, but don't focus on just partying. You know what I'm saying? Because if you just focused on that, what are you actually celebrating? We could party every weekend, and that's great, but what are you actually celebrating? Because we all work, we got jobs, but what are you celebrating? Are you celebrating your business? Are you celebrating making this happen? Are you celebrating this happening for your kids or this happening for your circle? Like, what's the celebration? So I'm not really a pretty party person like that. Like, and like I used to be, but now that I'm so locked in and I'm so focused on business, this is like we gotta celebrate things. You know what I mean? It's things we could celebrate, but let's get to work. Let's focus, you know, because we could definitely do all of that and have great moments and have great events. And it'll be the same type of vibe, and people don't understand that. Just because you want to part, if you celebrate something and we getting something done, it'll be the same vibe. You think the ladies not gonna come, yo, what y'all doing? We go, oh, nah, we celebrating the fact that we just made this happen. And, you know, we celebrating Rex, 2 Guys 4 Eyes, and him and Repo, they got this going on. And we celebrating the fact that everybody in our circle is bosses. You don't even really know who the leader is. Like, it's so much you can celebrate rather than go out and just party and go, yo, I'm gonna go out there and party, find a few girls, this, that, and the third. Because believe it or not, when you celebrating, the girls is gonna find you. And I know this for a fact. I know this for a fact. That if you go out there and party, oh yeah, you gonna get the girls. Yeah, man, let me get you a drink. Can I get you a drink? But if you celebrating with your family, like I said in my previous episode, they're gonna go, is this the crew? They're not gonna know who the leader is when we all together and we all, yeah, it's to the crew. Cheers. It's to success. You know, to life. They won't know. That's how the group of girls come, rather than you going by yourself to talk to one. So that's just the difference between party and celebrating. Because I love the party. When I was younger, I loved it. That was my thing. I remember me, you know, my bro, my boy Rad, we got the calls for all the parties, man. We knew all, like, we got them. Oh, it's a party here tonight. It's a party here tonight. And we're going to talk about that, you know, later on, in episodes when I get my people on the show. I'm definitely going to talk about that. But it's just try not to, you know, just try not to party. You know what I mean? And then, to be honest, I got a question. Like, when we party, what are you partying for? What are you partying for? Can you honestly answer that question? What are you partying for? Seriously, what are you partying for? Like, you know? Because we all got the same jobs. We all got the same 9 to 5, Monday, Friday, Tuesday, Saturday, however it go. We all got the same lives, but this is where it comes down to celebrate. Once again, like I said, because if you don't know what you're partying for, you shouldn't party. You should keep getting to work so you can celebrate something. You know, have a celebration. It means more. I'm gonna tell you something real too. Like, me, I'm so passionate when it comes to trying to get to where I'm trying to get on, and I'm like Garnett. Everybody tell me I'm like Kevin Garnett with my passion for trying to get on. Just it, like real talk. It be the point where I be having tears in my eyes on the train because I really want us to get on. I want us to get to where we deserve to be at, you know. And that's how, like, that's me personally. Like, I got tears in my eyes. Like, yo, bro, what's going on? I'm talking to God with tears in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? Not speaking, but it's a mental thing. It's a faith thing. Like I was talking about earlier. The faith. Sometimes the faith is that strong. it's gonna make you get like that. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta believe in yourself. And it's like I believe in myself so much that sometimes I get that emotional because I just gotta keep working, and I want everybody. I want my people to work. You know, but like I said earlier, somebody gotta kick that door down, and then we could run through it. And it's deadened. It's deadened like crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's real deadened. And let's get to the shout outs though. You know, I saw my boy 20 earlier. Let me give him a shout out. You know, he actually shouted him out I'm not them, I'm him. I shouted him out on that track, you know, so I didn't get to shout my boy L out. I didn't get to shout L out last episode, 6'2 gang. I'm gonna shout out the whole 6'2 because they actually like him, Hustle, they put us on to video like I say, put people on. They put us on to a Video Connect like years ago. Shout out my boy Tamiko Sanchez. I'm gonna get him on the show too. He does videos. Shout out to Tamiko Sanchez. Shout out Burrow Mob. You know, shout them out. We got if you go to their YouTube channel, subscribe to Burrow Mob. We got videos on there from years ago. We got classic videos. Me and my brother Supreme, that was on the other show. That was on the first episode. Yeah, we got classic episodes. We got classic shows. We got classic videos. We got all that on Burrow Mob. Everything is a classic. Like, and I'm going back to L. He put us on when we needed a Video Connect. He was the one that said, "Yo, talk to them." You know, so I want to give him a big shout out. I want to give a rest in peace to my boy Shetty Stone as well. You know, he passed away. I think it was 2021. He was on his way. My boy Shetty Stone, he was on his way, like far as with the music. And I want to shout out Jay Flames as well. I want to shout out the whole Lex gang. I definitely wanted to do that last episode, but I didn't get a chance to. And I thought about it, and I said, man, but I forgot to shout out Shetty Stone, because Shetty Stone, he was on his way. You know, he went through a situation. He did 10. He came out. He did a record with us. You can actually check it out. You can go to CL's page to check out that video. It was me, my brother Supreme Dream, my boy CL, and Shetty Stone as well. That's the only video that we did prior to him unfortunately losing his life. So, you know, I just wanted to give a big rest in peace to Shetty Stone, because he was a good friend of mine. You know, he showed up, he supported my videos, and you know, and I ain't gonna, you know, I'm not trying to get emotional, but that was a real good friend of mine. You know, the last time I actually seen Shetty was when I shot my Came Up From Nothing video. You know, he showed up a little late. He had to handle his business. I actually think he was doing the video or a studio session or something that day, but he still pulled up. You know, and it's like, we just finished like Tamiko Sanchez. Shout out my boy Tamiko Sanchez. He literally just finished wrapping up, and then Shetty pulled up, and I was messing with Tom, like, nah, Tom, pull that, nah, I need that camera, be 15 more minutes, man, I gotta get Shetty in this thing. So that was the last time I saw him, was at that event. So I just want to give a real rest in peace to Shetty Stone. You know, shout out to my brother Primo for pulling up the last episode. You know, that was a good look. And I want to give a shout out to my co-host Repo. You know, he couldn't make it today. He had to handle some business. He got to do what he got to do. He be making boss moves, but he gonna pull up. I know people been commenting on my TikTok. Like, my TikTok been going crazy, and I don't even be on TikTok as much. Oh, you say you got a co-host? You got Repo? Yo, what's up? You got a host? What's going on? They thought my bro was the host, but I'm like, nah. He gonna pull up. You know. We're going to try to get a situation. You know, I got y'all. Because he came up with the name. Repo came up with the name. So shout out Repo for coming on up with the name. And it's all love, you know. 2 guys, 4 eyes. We in the building. Rex a million, you know. Always on the grind. You know. And, I'll give y'all a little message real quick, you know. Like, I know I said it before prior to the not partying and not celebrating. But just remember, I'm going to say this. locked in, locked in, locked in. Don't worry about what people saying. Don't worry about too much of the mumbling and what they got going on. As long as you focus on your business, you focus on your craft, you'll be all right. Keep your faith. Keep your faith in God. Pray if you have to. You know what I mean? Sometimes I gotta pray. There's nothing wrong with talking to God. It keeps you strong, whether you believe it or not. So on that note, I'm out of here. I love y'all. Big God in the building, and I see y'all on the next one. All right? I'm about to tell you any more you need it?
Just give me 1 second.
Take your time, take your time. Just tell me what you need me to say, bro.
Niggas talk about how they legends. You can run with the 5 and the 6, but don't fuck with the 7. Talk shit, little bitch.
I had to do that for Shetty.